Today we are working on Natasha again. Yeah, thanks, Jacob. So this series of videos is going to be broken up into multiple parts. But the big goal of the end result is to fix these little rust areas. Can this open up for them? We want to fix the rust. And then point. There we go.
Here,
yeah.
Here, this one, and then like all along this edge.
Yeah. So we want to repair all that, and the process to start repair on that, things we gotta do is we gotta drop the gas tank and clean up the the spare tire well, because it also has some issues, as you can see. So yeah, to get that, we need to kind of get the gas tank out of the way, the flammable object. So this is going to be a series of kind of videos where first video is the gas tank, another video is going to be the spare tire well, and then another video will be the welding, and then another video will be like the reassembly process of everything.
Yeah, the fun part.
Yeah. Well, we'll see if it's fun.
Yeah.
But anyway, first thing we got to do is we got the car jacked up, and we got to get the jack underneath it, because you got to distribute the load pretty evenly, because you can't drain the gas out of these newer tanks on cars.
Well, you say that,
what do you mean?
Yet I was lining it up and I found a little drain plug.
Wait, there's a drain plug in this thing?
Right.
Shut the front door.
Yep.
Well, I didn't think there was one, because my 1990 Cressida didn't have one, but my 86 Cressida gas tank has one, so I assumed his wouldn't.
Yeah.
And I think it might be a 89, the early 89s, 86s, 87, 88 Supras probably do.
Yeah.
Like this one probably has one, because it's a 88. Yeah.
88.
But anyway, so I guess the first thing to do is to drain the old gas.
Yeah. Yeah, it's 3/8. It barely gets in there though. A lot of crud.
Well, you can get the pick to clean it off.
Should I clean around it?
No, in it.
Yeah, I'm cleaning in it.
Yeah. Pull for me, I'm sorry.
I'm laughing at this thing's empty.
I'm gonna laugh when it just gushes out on me.
I smell gas.
Nothing?
Nothing.
Put your finger there? Nothing? Well, folks, upon further, there's definitely gas on your finger. The
Yeah.
thing is we haven't shifted.
Oh, so all the gas is probably.
Yeah, but it shouldn't be that much. So go ahead and put the plug back in. So after you put that plug in, Jacob, what's the next step for taking this tank down?
Probably removing the bolts that hold the neck on.
Why is that the next step?
Because if we decide to drop the tank down without the straps on, it's going to yank that off.
Yeah.
Or hold the tank up.
What I would say to the audience, because they don't know, is we've already done a step before this one, and we should go over that step.
So what we did is we had to disconnect the floater and the fuel pump, because in old Toyotas, that's two separate items.
Yes.
So,
Yeah. So you see, there's a plate right there. Yeah. That plate, when you take off there's two plugs underneath it. One is for the floater, the fuel sender, the fuel level sender. That's the one that's in his right hand.
This one.
The multi-plug.
Yep.
And then the fuel pump is the one in his left hand.
This one. This is
So
the gray one.
Yeah. So you gotta unhook that so when you drop the tank, it doesn't yank the harness off the car.
Yeah.
Yeah, lots of crap.
Yeah, lots of crap.
All right, so you do that first, then you do what Jacob said.
Yeah, which is get the, yeah.
Pull them all the way off. Yeah, just keep going, keep going. Well, look, Jacob knows. Doesn't take that off first. Yep. Kind of glued on. Not glued on, but it's just from over time.
It naturally glues itself.
Yeah, mine it took me a while to break loose. Now it comes off easily. Now leave that on.
Oh, leave this one.
That's the gasket. That's it. That's what you were having a hard time getting off.
Yeah.
Yeah. So now put the
Cap back on.
cap back on. It's kind of rusted in there. We're gonna have to. Hopefully the tank, since the tank is empty, I'm afraid that the tank's probably rusted inside.
That's what I'm afraid of.
Yeah. All right.
All this Mississippi mud.
Mississippi dream. All right. So what doesn't have to be done? What we're gonna do is remove the muffler shield, just because it kind of helps get the tank out, and we're gonna need to remove it anyway to check for rust.
Yeah.
So that's what Jacob's gonna do now. Ta-da! Is there any rust in there?
Nope, just
No, underneath on the
Oh yeah, this bracket's all rusted.
Okay.
Well, the bracket's fine. It's behind it that's rusted.
Okay. Okay. All right. Next thing you gotta do is you gotta remove some hoses. Yep. There's a lot of crud up in here. Look at all those. I'm not gonna pull that off.
Yeah, you don't want to fall.
I don't want to start a cascade.
Yeah, seriously. And this too.
There's 3 hoses we gotta disconnect. We gotta disconnect a fuel send, a fuel return line, and the vacuum line for the charcoal canister.
Okay. So I've got fuel return and fuel send. And then I'm assuming this is the vacuum.
So there's the evap charcoal canister nut thing. You can kind of see off to your right. Yeah, keep going through the door. That thing is kind of seized on there, and our PB blaster, full can PB blaster, from some reason stopped spraying. It's like clogged or something, I don't know. So we're gonna just try to get the fuel lines disconnected and go from there. So we done. He's having such a hard time, and I just looked at these bolts right here and realized all of these threads. That means you can loosen up these nuts on each side and lower the fuel tank down to get easier access to the lines. Yeah, I'm done. We're done. 17. Booyah. And the Mississippi mud comes clinging off. Clinging off. That's not right. It comes falling off.
There you go.
Clinging would mean it didn't come off. How many licks does it take to get to the center of a Tootsie Pop? How many turns does it take for the gas tank to get to the bottom? 1, 2, 3. Alright, so now that we have lowered these guys, where's my finger? Lower these guys almost to the edge. We've noticed that in the back corner, back there, this thing right here is like a fuel filter, but it's for the charcoal canister. And so we're probably gonna snip this rubber line to make the charcoal canister disconnect itself. But before we do that, we're gonna lower. We're gonna lower the fuel tank some more.
Yeah.
Before we do that, yeah, go ahead. Oh shit!
What?
Pull it off.
Cockeyed?
No. Okay, put the socket on there. Okay, that one is the one it's all fucked up because of the hole.
Yeah.
So you listen to me. You can't do this because you're bending the metal.
Oh.
You have to be perfectly straight. I'm kind of wondering if you even should try to do that, because I'm wondering if it's going to bend the metal too much to where when we weld it back, it won't go back right. You know what I mean? And if you should take the cotter pin out.
Yeah.
Stitch down.
That should be it, right?
Yeah, go ahead. You gonna do that pin? Yeah. Yep. Okay. Well, we still have that connection that's still hooked up. Just make sure. No, let it go at that angle. Okay. Stop tightening it. Right, pull that stuff off.
Yep.
Okay. It's holding up on that side, isn't it? Does it look like it's doing this? Look.
No, it's leaning this way.
Okay. Keep going. Keep going. I can see that connection, and it's still attached. Oh, go up, go up. Something's still attached. Oh!
The neck?
Yeah. I bet you there's a bolt that holds that on.
Oh yeah, there's a hinge right here. There you go.
Oh, that's what caught it?
That's what.
Alright.
Yeah, because the neck's coming down with it.
Yeah, it's catching it. It was catching it.
Yeah.
Alright, so since this up here is all rusted behind and this bolt's giving us a really tough time to get out, instead of possibly bending the back of the hinge system, he went ahead and pulled this pin, cotter pin out, and slid it out and let this, yeah, there it is, this piece come out. Just leave this intact. This way when we weld it up, we can kind of keep, so when we weld it up, we can keep this all straight and it won't be too bent. Yeah, we were just lowering it, and this side kind of went down and caught that little bracket for the bumper, I think it is.
Yeah, I think it's for the bumper.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it's for the bumper.
Okay. Get your head in there. Just eyeball that hose. Okay, I see it. Alright, just make sure it's not taut. Okay. So on the Supra versus the Cressida, the charcoal canister vent tube is this little line right here, and it turns and it goes into a fitting that's really difficult to undo right now in our PB blaster. So we're going to cut it right here in the middle with a tubing cutter, and we'll just join them together because it's just a vent tube. It's not even a really high pressure fitting, but that's what we're going to do, and then we'll fix it later when we go to put everything back together. And that has been done.
So now I can.
Yep, lower it all the way. Let's just watch that corner over there where the
neck is? Yeah.
Just watch that as it comes down so it doesn't drag too much. Okay, you might have to like shuffle that out. This is what I was talking about, where lower the jack. Oh, it's lowered all the way. Yeah, there you go. See, that filler neck's the thing that gets in the way, where you can't like easily go straight down with the jack.
Yeah.
Unless you make the car bigger, but the car can't go too much taller, then you can't get to the stuff. So it's like
it's a balance.
That's why a lift is where most people remove these things. Yeah. So Jacob's right now just taping up the lines and hoses and connections, because before we put it away, we're gonna vacuum it up and rinse it off for today, just because it gets some of this orange clay off of it. We keep saying Mississippi mud, but this car originally was from Georgia, but Georgia, Alabama, Mississippi all got that orange clay.
Yeah, that's all this is just dried clay and...
Yeah, from rotting on dirt roads and stuff like that.
Lack of...
Alright, so that's it for this video. We got the thing out. We're gonna go through the fuel tank in another video. Anyway, see you next time. Willy-nilly like that stuff that's just coming off on the edges. Yeah, like that. Yeah. Like a baby, like a glove, almost like a glove.